Hi guys, I think I need my selfie stick because this is gonna be crazy trying to record and teach at the same time. But here we go. I just want to talk about files and labeling and making sure that we have a consistent way to label files so that when we're looking at documents, we know what we're looking at before we even open up the file. And that's from an administrative point of view, and it's also to keep us organized and to keep things in order. So the first thing I want to talk about is, again, uniformity. We all have dot loop. If you don't have your dot loop or you haven't been into your dot loop, then what I need for you to do is just get with me, make sure that I've turned it on, because I'm learning how to turn it on for everyone. So that's number one. Number two, if you need training on dot loop, then let us get together and figure out where that training is. I know there's a whole lot of training so that you can learn how to use our file management system. So by the way, that is what it is. It is a file management system. We mostly do not operate with paper any longer. Now everything is electronic, which is hence why everybody has the dot loop. And even if you are operating with paper, I need you to use dot loop so that our files are consistent. Now, speaking of consistency, we're talking about file management. The only thing I want to talk about right now, really quickly, is the title of the file, how we label the file. So first off, if you're dealing with a buyer, you're going to start with a B, just to keep it really simple. We're going to start with a B for the title of the file. The next thing we want to have on there is the actual year of the transaction. So let's say I'm selling Joe Smith a house at 860 Oakland Park Avenue. If that is the case, this is how your label should read. It should read B 2018 Joe Smith, period. Now, the reason why we don't put the address of 860 Oakland Park Avenue on there is because for the buyer, that address might change 5, 10, 12, 15 times, depending on how many contracts we write. But of course, we only want to write one, but if we got to write multiple contracts, then we will have multiple addresses, and we don't need that to be in the title. What you can do so that your documents don't get all mixed up is you can create folders within dot loop. So if the first bid that they make is 860 Oakland Park Avenue, put all those documents in that folder. But if we got to bid 3 more times, we need 3 more folders. And again, it would be buyer 2018 Joe Smith. He might have 5 or 6 offers that he's put out on 5 or 6 different properties. Now let's talk about the sellers real quick, because I don't want to take up too much time. With the sellers, we need to start with the letter S, because we want to know that it is a seller, and every time we see an S, we want to know that's the seller. The second thing we want is the year, again, 2018. If it's Joe Smith and he owns 860 Oakland Park Avenue and we're selling it, then it would be S 2018 Joe Smith and the address. Now, we put the address on the seller's files when someone is selling a property because the seller's address never changes. And what we want is, we want a constant. We want anything that's constant to be in that label so that we know the minute we look at it, this is a seller, he closed in 2018, and this is the deal with the seller. We may get a little bit more specific and actually put the date in that 2018, but right now we're going to just go with the seller, the year, the seller's address, name, and then their address. And then what we will do is, if they have multiple properties, we will create a separate loop for every property that we are listing so that the documents don't get tangled up and confused. All right, listen, I want to make it quick. I just wanted to give you that little bit of information on dot loop. We are going to discover so much more about dot loop. We have a learn, lunch, and move forward deal on Wednesday at 12:30. I hope everybody can make it. If you have not gotten into your GroupMe, please get into your GroupMe so that when we're communicating, you've got good information. And I'm just going to tell you to have a great day. I know we're going to have a fabulous year. We're going to have a fabulous year. So let's get ready to do it. And it's time to own it. It's time to own it. Own everything, your process, your life, own helping other people get into a home. It's time to own it. All right, take care. Bye-bye.